Greetings and welcome to this week's edition of 401k Real Talk. This is Fred Barstein, contributing editor at wealthmanagement.com's RPA Edge and CEO at Trout, TPSU, and 401k TV. I review all of last week's stories and select the most important and interesting ones, providing open, honest, and candid discussion you will not get anywhere else. So let's get real. First story, using his first veto, President Biden negated a Republican-led measure to block his administration's ESG rule with not enough votes to override. But the rule is not safe, with a lawsuit brought by 25 states still pending, all of which is providing cold comfort to DC plan sponsors not sure which way the wind is blowing. NEPC recently reported that though just 6% of their plans offered ESG funds, accounting for less than 1%, 85% of the managers used ESG as a factor. Next story, a DOL survey is showing that the tide is turning against teleworking, with 72.5% reporting that workers rarely or ever work remotely in 2022, up from 60% in 2021, bringing 21 million more workers to the office. Pre-pandemic numbers were close, with 76.7% not allowing teleworkers. A recent high-profile example is a 2:30 a.m. rant by Twitter CEO Elon Musk demanding that people return to the office. Employers claim that remote working hurts innovation, creativity, and collaboration, and a WTW paper suggests that it can hurt social interaction, leaving people feeling disconnected with fewer meaningful relationships and less trust. On the other hand, commuting time and costs were cut significantly, and some claim a better work-life balance. The 85-year-old Harvard study on happiness noted that the greatest challenge facing people in retirement is making new social connections, which may not be helped by remote working. Next story, Bloomberg Law is reporting that the DOL is likely to propose a new, more stricter fiduciary rule aimed at rollovers and annuities, just as their current rule is under fire in a Florida court. 2/3 of all states have enacted a best interest fiduciary provision, while the SEC recently issued a bulletin about IRA rollovers. Just like with ESG funds, the issue has become politicized, though with more options in DC plans and a greater portability courtesy of Secure 2.0 and other private initiatives, the question of whether to roll over into an IRA or into a new plan is bound to get more attention. Next story, while logic might suggest that vesting requirements for the match is a good retention tool, the evidence may not support it. A recent EBRI research panel suggested that immediate vesting may be more advantageous for recruiting and retention, with Vanguard reporting that 49% have immediate vesting and only 10% require 3 years or more. And with the emphasis on helping women and minorities in retirement, research shows they are hurt most by longer vesting schedules, and they tend to have lower tenure. Finally, while it has become accepted wisdom that the auto or ideal plan should be used by most plan sponsors, research shows that only about half of plans with less than 1,000 participants even deploy automatic enrollment, never mind automatic escalation and stretching the match. My recent column on wealthmanagement.com explains why smaller plans are still reluctant to adopt the ideal plan and how advisors can help them while elevating themselves and their practices. So those were the most important stories from the past week. I listed a few others I thought were worth reading. Please let me know if I missed anything or if you have any comments. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you next week on 401k Real Talk.